Welcome to the patio.
I saw a man rob a bank when I was 10. No, I didn't see the wrong kind. of wish that I was him. I grew up, thought was living in my head. Figured the life that I was living, I'd be better off dead.
Hey guys, welcome to the patio. It's T. And boy, I got one question for y'all tonight. And this is going to be the theme for the evening. And we may talk about something funny and some little Davis too. But is it time to be worried? Is it time to be worried if you're an American? Fortenberry, what do you think? How are you this evening? Is it time that we should be worried?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I was going to try to make something funny, but no, we should be concerned. I'm not prepared like I want to be, but
does our worry, should it include the banjo kid from Deliverance going over to Israel to
he does like the banjo kid from Deliverance, but I mean, well, we can dive more into this, but I mean, it was a big risk sending a world leader over to a war zone.
It was.
He is.
And the UK Prime Minister's heading that way. Mar, are you worried?
Yeah, I'm worried. Y'all better get y'all stuff together. For real. Some serious stuff going on.
Gary, I'm not even going to ask you if you're worried. I'm going to ask you how you're doing tonight.
I'm just living my life right now. Just living it.
The life that dreams are made of.
Not the life, just my life. I'm just living it.
Oh, house husband.
Yeah. But I've been worried ever since Biden was president, so I was worried way before y'all.
Look, I've been getting ready for the apocalypse hell when Obama was in, so
yeah,
look, seriously, gotta be prepared. I mean, shit could hit the fan at any moment.
I mean, we lived through Y2K. We should have been prepared since then.
That's right. We did.
We lived through Y2K.
Yeah.
I've lived now through Jimmy Carter's president. Me and Marty did anyway. We didn't know any better at the time. We've lived through 9/11. I was going to say lived through Pearl Harbor, but no, I'm not that old. I don't even know where the hell that came from.
I don't know either.
We've lived through a lot of strange things, but I got to say this is a strange time. But before we get into Israel, which is at the top, let's talk about Arkansas. And I'm not talking about the Razorbacks. Let's talk about Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She signed a bill earlier this week forcing China to give up land owned in the U.S. Said, China, you will sell your land back.
Listen, I like it. I'm a fan of it, but I'm pretty certain. I know for a fact Asa Hutchinson set up the deal to give China all this land, and I ain't so sure her daddy wasn't involved in part of that too.
So they sold high and gonna buy low. Is that what you're
That's
saying?
what they're doing.
Well, no, that's just good business practices, right? Sell high and buy low. But no, really, we're the first state to require that. I have mixed feelings about it. I got to be honest with you. Being a free country, I really do. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't know. I'm probably not as worried as much about China owning property as Arkansas farmland as I am Bill Gates owning farmland in the state of Arkansas.
That makes a lot of sense.
Look, I'm all for breaking up China or any foreign entity on the land.
Well, I agree. We are a free country, but this is our country.
Yeah, we're also a sovereign country. It's our
sovereign.
country.
Yeah.
We can't go to. They wouldn't allow us to go buy land in China.
Oh, by no means. No, you can't do anything in China.
But furthermore, is this a tactic to get the eyeballs away from Podium Gate?
Why don't you fill us in? Those you listening that aren't from the great state of Arkansas, God bless you. But Jamie's going to fill us in on Podium Gate.
I wish I had all the information. We have a friend on TikTok, Jamie Y. She is the
Jamie without the beard.
Yeah, Jamie without the beard. She is the Podium Gate expert. As a matter of fact, I almost feel bad for Huckabee as hard as Jamie Y is going at her, but she is crucifying her. But so apparently this chick, talking about Huckabee Sanders, she went and bought a $20,000 podium.
What a write-off.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it.
Yes. There's nothing extravagant about it. But one of her, and I'm going to have to go back. I should have researched this more. But
you didn't know I was going to call you.
Yeah, I didn't. So apparently one of her friends produced this or made this thing. So There's a lot of shady backdoor deals going on.
That's what a $20,000.
That's $20,000.
Like, I think I could build that out of paper mache for about $45.
Okay, now I'm disappointed. I thought I coined the phrase podium gate, but apparently I did not.
Dadgummit.
Oh, you really did?
I thought I did. I didn't know.
I mean, it's a nice podium. Does it go with her everywhere she goes?
But hey, the last press conference she didn't use it.
Does she have like a golf bag for it?
Oh, she's embarrassed by her podium. Bless you, little podium. She is embarrassed by her podium. Look, if you're going to buy a $20,000 podium, you got to own it now. You can't be embarrassed by it.
It's got to have spinners on it.
She's the governor of a state, though, that the average income is probably like $30,000.
Yeah.
I mean, your podium costs more than people make.
I think you're right. I think it is about that. Let's see what that is.
So, I mean, that alone is a bad precedent. I mean, she could sit at a damn wooden table.
26,000 in 2020.
Wow.
So basically, someone worked all year to buy that podium. Look, rich people don't understand. They don't get it. And I guess I would be the same way if I was in that. If our podcast was successful and we made
her podium probably has its own repairman too.
Oh, and they better have a lifetime warranty. I mean, hell, we just bought a car that was slightly more expensive than that.
Man, that's insane.
I started this saying, "Are we worried? Are we worried? Are we worried? Are we worried?" Yes, I'd say most people are worried, right? And worried for a reason. We have what do they call it? They're not saying we're at war. It's a proxy war in the Ukraine that we're giving all of our money. Not only are we giving our money, you know how I heard this today. They spend in the Ukraine about 60,000 artillery shells a day.
Yep.
We can only make 16,000 a day, and we're sending them all.
We make 16,000
a month, and we're sending them all to the Ukraine.
We are using our surplus.
We're using our surplus, just like we've used the oil reserves. And that doesn't change. Now we're going to fight a war on another front in Israel.
Let's stop with Ukraine for 1 second. Okay. I heard there's a fly went by. I heard some very interesting stats. We have sent enough money to Ukraine that we could give $2 million to every citizen for the Maui fire.
Wow.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
$2 million. That's pretty insane.
So we spent $160 billion in Ukraine. They said it only take roughly $33 billion. I believe it's $33 billion to end homelessness in America.
So why don't we end homelessness?
I think they said you could give $200 million to every veteran.
Wow. That's insane.
And we send $160 billion to Ukraine.
I want to put something in perspective. I think I told you guys about this a couple weeks ago, and I know I'm going to screw it up, so sorry if I do. $1 million, if you were to take count each second, $1 million gets you something like 30 years of seconds. Because people hear million, billion, but to get to 1 billion seconds goes back to the beginning of time or something. It's that much difference between 1 million. Yeah, so people don't realize.
Let me wrap
how
my mind
big
around
a
this.
Difference.
1 billion is 999 million.
Yep.
Plus another million.
Plus a million. Yeah.
Plus a million.
Yes, it's 1,000 millions.
Yes. That's you can't wrap your mind around that.
Nope, because I don't.
Look, I can't wrap my mind around a couple thousand.
No,
or maybe it's minutes.
I can't wrap my hand around a couple thousand.
Yeah, minutes sounds better.
Minutes. It's minutes.
Jeez.
Years. Okay, I screwed that up too. I guess. Hell, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well, y'all know what you're
that's
at.
seconds. But anyway, it's just as a level of how big that really is. It's ridiculous, and we're throwing around our billions of dollars. Like we would throw around $20, except for Gary. Gary doesn't throw around $20.
No, I don't.
So we should be worried, though, right? We should be worried about those things. There's a sign that we should be worried. This is a good lead-in to talk about something else we're working on. America begins prepping for major attack. Oh, no, it's the wrong one. Sorry, close to it. Doomsday prepping goes mainstream. Bug-out bags fly off shelves, and a third of Americans admit to buying survival kits amid Armageddon fears.
Hold on, bug out bags.
Who here has a bug out bag? All right, let me take this back. I don't like the phrase bug out bag, and I think I got this from our boy Al. Who here has a get home bag?
Get home bag. What's a get home bag?
Enough supplies that if you're several hours from your home, you can make it back.
None of us.
No, probably not. No,
Jamie.
I do.
I got I got a battery pack with me usually all the time. I can charge stuff.
A drill.
I got a drill.
Like I always, when I travel, I always have multiple sidearms. I have
a sawed-off shotgun. We know that from.
No, I don't travel on the daily with that.
Oh, okay.
But I have multiple sidearms. I keep about 50 rounds for each weapon. Mm-hmm. I do not have any food, but I have fire starter. I have a blanket.
Gas mask.
Do not have a gas mask. I have a fire. Yeah, I did say fire starter. I have a first aid kit. I have a water filtration.
Do you have toilet paper?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
The average pepper has spent $149 on supplies in the year to April 2023 from the most common items: food, water, toilet paper, medical supplies, and survival kits. So that's not much money to build a get-home bag.
No, my bag costs $50.
So what's more important, building the bag or having a plan that everybody knows what the plan is?
I would say a plan's more important.
I think so, too.
I'm with y'all, too, because especially when we got this river that we usually are separated by.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we do a lot of stuff on the other side of the river. What if that
well, right now you can walk across.
Right across, yeah, but that one of the top-rated terrorist attacks that they think would have happened would be the bridges. Because that connects all of our transportation.
So, and I'll say this is one of my plans. And I reached out to Al, which was, what was their podcast?
Black Flag Mafia. They were
Doomsday Preppers.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or it's Doomsday or something.
It's Doomsday.
They've been off the air for a little while, but Black Flag
We
Mafia.
just got banned again. Shit. There we go. We lost her.
Zero. Black Flag Mafia. Follow him at TikTok. Al's a good guy. But I reached out to them, asked them to do a episode on kids' bug-out bags. Mm-hmm. And they weren't able to do it for various reasons. Now, we are reaching out to Al to try to...
Yeah, we're going to try to partner with Black Flag Militia to start another show, another channel. It'll primarily, hopefully be Al, Jamie, and his brother Wes, who got the pogo stick for Christmas last year. So if you're a long-time listener, you will understand.
But so one thing I am trying to do is I want to get a bag for each one of my kids with a book.
Oh, I figure it'll have a iPad in it.
No. With a book in it. They probably need an iPad, so they have something to do. But in this book, I would like to write directions and instructions on what they need to do in various scenarios.
Well, I think also talking about books, because we use everything for a phone, but like a survivalist book as well, showing what you can eat.
Agreed.
Like looking at.
But what I really want to do is I want to write my own book for me.
Oh, you're gonna write your own book?
Write your own book?
No, I know that sounds
like a biography.
All right, y'all heard it here. He's going to release a book 20 years.
Like an autobiography. I like it.
A notepad. That's all you need.
Yeah, but what's
the rating on this
so
book?
I can pull it up. That's gonna be single X.
Is this a horror movie? Or just a horror?
But
book?
like kudzu. Mm-hmm. You can take kudzu and you can turn it into flour.
Mm. Yeah, stuff like that's very useful.
That's very useful.
Very useful.
Yeah, so be on the lookout. We're still in the final. We're still actually in the infancy of doing this, but we've definitely been talking about it for a while. I think Jamie's geared up for it. We just got to figure out what it looks like. It'll probably be like a once a week type of thing.
I'll tell you somebody to go look at who's really good information about, and it's not really prepping, but it's sort of prepping. Is what is his name? Wrangler. He calls everybody pro host, professional homeowners, and he will. Like one of the greatest things he's ever put on TikTok was take a balloon, you pour motor oil and black paint in it and sand. And he said you can. He didn't say this, but he said if somebody was to throw this at those robotic little dog things they use,
oh yeah,
it would mess up the gears and the paint and oil would be hard to get off.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He also pointed out that a UN helmet will not handle most deer hunting rounds.
Oh, Foodie says she used to work for a huge publisher. She can get us a book posted. Looky there.
Oh, there you go.
We go.
Hey, Foodie.
Hey, we need to come with a side hustle. All right. Are you worried? Here's some more things to be worried about. Biden, who flew into Israel, the banjo player.
And boy, his wings tired.
That's what I was about to say. His arms are
tired.
Biden mocks Hamas and says they got to learn to shoot straight, but avoids directly blaming them for the hospital attack. Look, the world was ready to condemn Israel for blowing up a hospital. When in
Ready?
reality,
Hell, they did.
they did.
They did. Yeah.
They blamed them for killing 500 Palestinians at this hospital,
Which
and the
did not
facts
happen.
Would say something different. Matter of fact, it didn't even blow up a hospital, as Jamie points out. It was a parking lot.
Look, the impact zone was about a 10-meter radius. And I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I believe Israel is using.
We'll have some fact checkers. Hopefully.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm sure we will.
Yep.
I believe Israel is using JDAM bombs, which has about a 33, 35-meter radius, and they drop. I mean, they blow a hole to hell. It is a massive hole.
We were just talking about Elise that night and Bragmo, both of them online. Hey, Bragmo.
What's up, y'all?
hadn't seen
Bragmo,
you in a
Elise,
while.
what's up?
What's up? What y'all doing?
Bragmo, I saw a video about firefighters the other day, and I thought of you instantly. You know, it got me in my emotions for a minute.
A tear.
He just talked about the strain, the emotional strain that firefighting puts on you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Are you worried? We had another insurrection today, guys. You won't hear it called that, but we had an insurrection at the Capitol building. 300 plus arrested after gathering at the Capitol complex to protest Israel-Hamas wars. Approximately 300 people were arrested during a large-scale demonstration on Wednesday against the war. Most were arrested for demonstrating in the Capitol. Hundreds of people had gathered in and outside the Capitol complex on Wednesday before the arrest, calling of an end to the conflict between Israel and Hamas.
How are we supposed to end the conflict? I mean, technically, the conflict's not between us.
Giving money.
Well, why are we giving money
which
to
we haven't
Ukraine?
given
Why don't
money.
we have the same thing for Ukraine?
I'm going to say this, and this may be a very unpopular opinion. If we do get drug into a war or any kind of conflict in the Middle East, we don't need to hold back. We need to go in and turn it into a sheet of glass and walk away.
Because we're wasting money, for one, just prolonging it. Look at Ukraine. We're just throwing money at it. Could have solved poverty issue.
We do not need to go to any more wars unless we can do total war.
Look, not only do we have the insurrection there, but the U.S. have been under attack. In Jordan, the Israeli embassy was under attack. Mm-hmm. In Lebanon, the U.S. embassy was basically under attack. No one was injured, but they came at us pretty stinking hard. And in Turkey, Molotov cocktails were tossed toward the embassy. Look, the Arab world, if you don't know this, they don't like the United States.
Have you seen the videos of, and I remember this happening, but the videos, and they've been showing them lately for propaganda purposes, but the videos of Palestine during, we're from Arkansas, Palestine. During after the World Trade Centers went down. I mean, they were cheering in the streets and throwing candy.
Now, one thing Biden said today that bugged me, though. He said that this was like, he said this was like 15 9/11s. Now, look.
What?
That's what he said.
Wow.
Well, no, it wasn't.
That's what he said, that this attack was like 15 9/11s.
It was like a third of a 9/11.
Biden warns Israel not to repeat mistakes of U.S. response after 9/11, said the Hamas attack compared it to 15 9/11.
No, this is nowhere near 9/11.
No.
Our freedoms were stolen because of 9/11.
Well, not only that, there was 3,000 people killed at 9/11.
Yeah, exactly. That too, but it's also still affecting us to this day. I don't see the attack. I really hate the attack, but I don't know how this Middle East conflict is going to affect America. Like 9/11 affected us.
Agreed.
I mean, it still affects us daily. 9/11 does.
So, did you see where we are making U.S. citizens in Israel sign promissory notes?
Okay, this is so wrong.
Promissory notes for what?
To refund the government for taking them out of Israel.
What?
Yeah, so people, they will take you out. They'll
U.S.
get you
citizens
out,
in
but you got to pay
Israel.
for it. They're going to charge you. Even though you're a U.S. citizen, they're going to charge you.
Well,
you're going to pay for that trip home.
You're getting there. Wrap your mind around it.
So we're not protecting our own citizens without
depends. If they
payment.
come-
Without payment.
If they come
And-
across the border illegally, we will.
There
But
you
we're
go.
giving money, just giving money away.
My head hurts.
There you go. We're giving $160 billion to Ukraine and charge our citizens to get them out of Israel.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I would love to say this is Biden's America. It's not. It's our America. It looks like shit.
It is our
It's
America.
poo.
Welcome to the jungle.
Poo on you.
I,
It just doesn't make sense anymore.
That's so bad it makes me just keep drinking and shut the show down and just go on the patio and drink.
Yeah, that's just terrible.
It's
Why do we
terrible.
have to shut the show down and do that?
Good point. Let's keep drinking. But that is, I can't wrap my mind around it. I know I'm getting stumbled up here, which I'm not an elegant speaker.
Your favorite representative, Talib,
Oh, that's me.
ignores U.S. intel about Gaza hospital and sides with Hamas over the Biden admin.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't she one of the female group?
Yes.
Yeah. What do they call them again? The squad.
The squad.
The squad. Well, the squad is trying to kill America, is what they're doing. So
They are. All right. You know what? I got a funny story.
Oh, let's go funny stories.
You can go funny and me lighten it up. We should still be worried about this story.
We should all be worried, but let's lighten it up with some humor.
Airline forced to put on extra flights after dozens of sumo wrestlers made planes too heavy to fly. An airline was faced with an awkward predicament after getting some unexpected passengers. More than 24 sumo wrestlers rocked up to 2 airports in Japan, hoping to fly to Amami Oshima, which is an island in the far south of the country.
Sumo wrestlers, they're athletes, son.
They are. Look, they really are.
They really are.
They
If
are.
you,
They really
they are
are.
athletes.
You know, they're going to start asking your weight when you book a airline ticket.
Oh, I think they already do.
Dude,
don't they?
just a second. Let me send this text to my wife real quick.
Yeah. What if?
And I got a hilarious story.
Well, we'll wait for your hilarious story.
Yeah, we'll just all sit here in suspense.
So
Hey, what's y'all's favorite sumo wrestler? Oh, I don't know any.
me. So me.
Honda?
Yokozuna.
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 So
Which
me,
he wasn't. He wasn't.
me and our good
Japanese.
friend Rusty. I guess our relatives.
Oh, you. Who's Rusty?
Who's Rusty?
I have no clue.
You no clue.
That's my
So
brother-in-law.
yeah, my some kind of brother, right? Sure. So we fly to St. Louis to go get him a truck.
I was supposed to fly.
He was
that,
supposed to fly.
but I didn't make it.
So we walk in and we have to step on scales when we check in.
Oh, they would have.
And you don't even have bags.
Good thing I didn't go. The flight was $18 too.
Terry wouldn't have been able to go, probably.
Jamie's like,
Actually, I was skinny then. That was skinny
Well,
too.
that's how they determine how much fuel to put. I was like, just fill it up.
Yeah, don't try to calculate it. Just fill it up.
Just fill it up. And if you need to put some jugs in the back, I'll refill it on the way.
you know, it'd be messed up. The pilot come across the intercom while you're flying. Said, "Oops, I forgot to carry the one."
Wasn't there a kid on that flight y'all scared?
No, she wasn't a kid. She was probably 20. She had like a Pokemon backpack. And the seats in this plane was like, we're facing the people in front of us. So this little girl, like, we're taking off. She's like hugging this Pokemon. And I was looking at her just serious like a best. I said, sweetheart, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We'll be the first ones to see the accident.
Oh, God. That's terrible.
Actually, most people don't die in plane crashes. Did you know that? Most people actually survive plane crashes.
Really?
We only hear about the ones they don't. Yeah, it's true. Look it up.
I've always heard it's more deadly to drive in a car than you're more likely to die in a car accident than you
Yeah,
are
I've always
plane.
heard that, too.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Did you guys know? I just happened across this story. U.S. resumes deportation flights to Venezuela with more than 100 migrants on board. Why are we just picking Venezuelans to send home?
I don't know.
Just random ones? I mean,
I was just-
is it like bobbing for illegals? You
Yeah.
just
This
reach
is
in
the
and grab a
first
handful?
time in years that U.S. immigration authorities are deporting people to the South American nation, marking a significant concession by the government of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro to a longtime adversary. The first plane took off from the Texas border city of Harlingen, and I've never heard of that one, and touched down in Miami before arriving hours later outside Caracas with 130 passengers. Okay. Hey, look, maybe we're sending folks home.
Well, you know, they called Obama.
Foodie's a Puerto Rican American and said her family is all in the military. Thank you for their service.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, they called Obama the deporter in chief.
Who? Obama?
Obama. He deported more illegals than anybody, I believe.
Well, why ain't Joe Biden doing it?
It's against
Look, we
his
shouldn't have to deport them. We should have better security at the border.
That's right.
We should. We should protect our
And
borders.
listen, as somebody who has, I have
Should we be worried? I'm gonna keep asking that question. Should be
yes,
we worried?
yes, because I have several friends who shouldn't be here. I'll put it that way. But these guys, and they're great guys, but they're not the only ones coming across that border.
No, they're
Fighting
not.
age not Americans, Iranians, fighting age people from the Middle East are coming across
And
the border.
I agree. There's probably a lot of most people who come across the border can help America and are probably great people.
Make America what?
Make America great. I'm sure
Again?
they can. Again.
Hispanic, and that's the thing. Hispanics aren't the problem. Now it should be limited. We can't just have open borders.
We can't.
But that's not the problem.
Well,
It's the lack of security at the border that causes the problem.
Here's the problem. Anyone who's like, oh, we should have open borders and let anyone come in. Okay, so can I just walk into your house without you having a problem and just walk in and start
Sure,
using the
you
bathroom, eat
walk my
food?
house.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you guys, but talking about these people,
No, but some
I
people-
would rock in y'all's houses, but I have no problem with it. But if I'm
No one would feel threatened around here if they knew you. They'd say, "Oh, hey, Gary."
oh, hey Gary, I'm like, hey,
He walk in, limp wrist.
hey, how y'all doing? But yeah, I mean,
I'm here to twerk for y'all."
without borders, we don't have a country. It's not
No,
a country.
I agree.
We're just a piece of land, and
Stolen land.
stolen land.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. Boy, this is pissing
Careful,
folks
careful.
off. Y'all know the whole thing about we stole the land from the natives and all this.
Yeah.
You want to know what the Osage was in their peak? What their population was?
3,000.
17,000. When I heard that, I was like, you know what? I ain't worried about 17,000 people.
You know, it's funny you brought that up. I was listening. I can't remember.
That's
who.
not even-
I listen so much. They were talking about how it was the Native Americans that they really, they fought each other, but they didn't really have wars because there was so much land mass. They would just like go somewhere else, go to a different part of that land mass.
So the ones who were waging war were just assholes.
So
Yeah, pretty much.
So who did Native Americans steal their land from?
Buffaloes.
Buffaloes. I
The
mean,
Aztec,
that's the thing. It's all
or
about
those aliens that built all.
There could be
the,
aliens.
that
What
built
about the
that-
cavemen?
They
Look,
but the aliens built that huge pyramid in Antarctica.
I'm
so-
not big into we stole land. I mean, we took it. Victories get the spoils of war.
It's just the way it is. I'm not saying it was right, but you can't make everything fair. You just can't do it.
No, life ain't
Well,
fair.
but how far do you go back?
Yeah, when's the stopping point?
When's the stopping?
That's the problem. Like I was saying, who'd the Indians steal their, whose land did they steal?
yeah, but they stole land from each other for eons.
For eons, okay? So you can't go back and give everybody back what they had before because it's gone. It's somebody else's now. I'm sorry.
That is the nature of civilizations. They rise, they fall.
Humans aren't good people in
All right,
general.
I got another story that should you be worried? Okay, everybody's going to tell you the stock market's fine, right? It's going up. It's going
Who's
up.
telling you that?
Well, anybody listen to
the
it.
stock
I
market.
got out of that thing a year ago and I got back
The
in.
S&P 500 keeps going up, but you want to know the truth?
It's a false flag.
Well, 7 companies are carrying the S&P 500. It'd be Apple, Alphabet, Meta, Facebook, which is Facebook, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, and Tesla have all seen significant gains, like 90-something% gains. But the rest of the S&P 500 is only up by like 7%, 12%. And all other stocks, the small cap, they're actually down. So these rates, interest rates, all of this, they keep giving us this false sense of security. Keep spending money. Everything's fine, but in reality, it's not. We have a bubble about to burst, and it's not necessarily private home ownership. It's commercial. All these people own Airbnbs.
So
They're going to start missing.
there was
they're
an
going to start missing payments.
There was an article written by an economist who was discussing how successful the Biden economy is.
Did they really mean it?
No, he was dead serious. So here was, and I'm just off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember it, but basically the gist of it was the Biden's economy is extremely successful. We're building back strong, just like he said. But you have to exclude food, fuel, and oil. Like, well, that's the biggest things we have.
That's like the basic necessities to survive
So,
in America.
Yeah, you leave food out, we're doing fine.
You leave food, fuel,
Look,
and
and I know we talk about this all the time. I went and got groceries the other day, $230, and we walked out with
like three Tony's pizzas and
Yeah, y'all be eating
broccoli.
they were like
sexy.
15 bags.
Y'all be
it
eating
wasn't
too
15
sexy.
bags. They're probably like 10 bags.
Yeah, I was supposed to say 7 or 8.
And let me tell you something. As you see
Tell us something.
the prices go up, you're going to see people spending less, trying to save money, so you're going to get more unhealthy items, stuff that lasts longer on the shelf, which is also going to make Americans bigger. Because I mean,
So look, I'll tell you a fight we have at my house all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to the point now where it aggravates me. our kids get free lunch at school
Okay.
because the school they go to, it's their percentage is over the poverty line, so the whole school district gets free lunch.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I got to buy lunch for them to shit for them to take to lunch.
Why? Why?
You
Why?
got what?
Because
they-
food for them to take to lunch because they don't like the lunch.
Because they like healthy food. They may want like fresh broccoli or carrots or
That's exactly it. They want
Yeah,
fresh
down
little
there.
Debbie's. And,
fresh cosmic brownies.
well, actually, they're cookies and cream brownies, but
But
Or those,
but
little,
for
those little ugly
nobody eats them but me, man.
smiley face.
but to eat healthy is so much more expensive than eating junk food. Junk food's so cheap because they got all the preservatives. They last forever.
You're right.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets, they're cheap.
Although
$8.
I'll tell you though, I went today to one of the best fast food burgers on the market, the Frisco burger from Hardee's.
Well, I like Hardee's
Dude,
burgers.
They still make that?
Dude,
Oh, Carl Jr. got opinion, didn't he?
Oh, that's a good fast
They
food
got
burger.
don't they have like a monster burger too? Or
They
something?
do. I like Hardee's.
Hardee's is good. I miss it. They used to be
Elise says she
beside
has
us.
the same problem. She has to pack lunches because of the gross food.
Yeah.
Actually, now ours aren't free.
At least I would go to school and crush their food.
I love my school lunch.
I did too.
I did.
I loved
Give
our
me some
school lunch.
rectangle pizza. with some-
Rectangle pizzas.
Oh
Did y'all
my
have the
gosh.
stop sign pizzas?
No,
No, we were
We're the
rectangle.
only ones that had stop
We had
You
signs.
had
rectangle
octagons?
pizza,
They were like a Mexican pizza type thing. They were little octagons. They were so good.
chili and cinnamon rolls.
man, I
Chili
love
day,
Chili
beef
day.
stew.
I love my private school lunches. I love my Marion Public School
Did
lunches.
y'all have beans and ham at lunch?
Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah, beans and ham.
Yeah.
We always had apple pie with it.
Yeah, the cobblers.
What about
Cobbler.
All right, well, did y'all get the piece of lettuce with a pear and some cottage cheese?
Yeah, I never understood that. We got that
I
for
didn't
breakfast. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I didn't
It had
have
like a
that
one
breakfast.
raisin on it.
Yeah.
We
Just
get-
a random place raisin.
yeah, we were always excited for Chili Day because we get cinnamon rolls on that day.
Chili day.
That's
Oh,
is that a
man.
Northeast Arkansas?
I
thing?
don't know, but
Does everybody get cinnamon rolls with
Soup
chili?
and cinnamon rolls.
I
with
never
chili.
heard. I look. We did chili Sunday, and my wife said we gotta have cinnamon rolls. I'm like,
Oh, see, my wife doesn't understand it either.
but I digress. Look,
It's not the same.
You're
rectangle
always
pizza.
digressing.
So when you take rectangle pizza, everybody knows you got to put your corn, your lettuce, and your ranch dressing on it.
I mean it's good that way.
Just
What,
fold it up.
Catalina dressing?
Fold it up, eat it like a pizza taco.
Or you can roll it up and have a pizza roll.
Pizza roll. But those little rectangular pizzas,
They-
if I could
Dude.
buy those today,
do whatever.
I've tried to find them.
whatever
I can't find them.
Earl had going on.
They had good lunches.
I mean, they were
really
mass
did.
produced because they were everywhere, right?
think-
So,
Yeah.
so
you
we
can
need to
find
Cisco,
on the
dude,
internet.
Cisco.
Was it
No,
Cisco?
It was actually Tony's, I think, made them, but they don't make them anymore.
And
That's the same thing.
and he went on later to make the thong song.
And like I remember going in there,
Don't
you
be
could throw,
don't.
you could pay extra quarter to get chocolate milk.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love the chocolate milk because there was Borden's
All
back
right,
then too.
should you be worried? X, formerly known as Twitter, will begin charging new users $1 a year to access key features, including the ability to tweet and retweet. I think it's genius.
I think it's they're gonna make tons of
Oh,
money.
So
yeah.
you're like, who's not going to pay a buck, right? And how many users do they have?
Millions.
Man.
100 million?
If they get $1 million to do it, that's $1 million. I mean,
50 million?
It's insane.
Yeah, it's genius. And who's not going to pay $1?
I mean,
You
I
can
won't.
charge $5.
Yeah, because I don't understand.
I don't have. X.
I'm not quite a Twitter guy. I don't
I'm not
quite
either.
get
I
Twitter.
I keep trying.
Me too.
You keep
It's too noisy. It's kind of like
So-
when y'all all talk over each other.
I like. I do a lot of reposts.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ewans.
you and.
Yens.
But I don't quite get it. But yeah. Okay. Elise gonna send a recipe.
Oh, she got the
New
recipe?
Well, I'm confused, Elise. It says new users, but I think it probably means all users. So I would expect we're going to have to pay to tweet X. Do you call it tweeting or Xing? What do you call it these days?
So if I said 3 in a row, it's triple X.
Interesting. Interesting. What else y'all got on your mind? What else should we be worried about? We should be worried about our border. We should be worried about Israel. We should be worried about.
You would tell what should be we should be worried
Ukraine.
about.
What?
We should be worried about if this thing drags us to a war.
Is World War III on the horizon?
You have a son who's military age.
Draft.
Yep.
Yeah, you two have sons that are coming on it.
Mm-hmm. I'm very concerned about that.
I mean, that is a real. And meanwhile,
We don't have enough fighters.
No.
what's the politician that's all hell bent on going to Iran? One of the GOPs. One of the rhinos we got.
Lindsey.
Lindsey Graham.
Is it Lindsey Graham?
He
Yeah.
said we should
Graham-
nuke them.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham,
Yeah, that's right.
who is apparently a bachelor
Yeah.
and never been married.
Don't have any
Is
kids.
he really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gay.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep.
I think the
He's in bathroom stalls tapping his foot 3 times. And
I think of America. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, Marty. I'm sure you're with me on this, but you know, I remember signing up for the draft. But if my kid ever got drafted, could America open it up to like, okay, my kid's getting drafted, I'll take his place?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I've said this before. I think in private, I feel less of a man because I didn't go to.
You said that before.
Yeah, if my son has to go to war, I would have to go.
I was gonna say I feel less of a man because I did not serve my country, but
they wouldn't let you, Jamie.
I would not.
Actually, did you get turned down?
Yeah, I did get turned down. I was too chubby. I was too short. That's what it was. It wasn't a waist thing.
If you were much taller, they wouldn't care about your weight.
I've been 7 foot. They said you're perfect weight.
You know what? Actually, you got to
So
look
what is your
back
height?
on your life decisions. Because if you had just learned to ride the unicycle and rode it for like hours a day, you would have qualified for the military.
You're right.
You never realize what one life decision may mean to your future.
But the point I was getting at is, I feel less of a man for not serving my country. I'm not so sure what my reaction would be if my son got drafted.
Draft's a different story. They didn't do it on their own free will.
No.
But we don't have enough fighters. And
We don't.
Look, how do you feel to know that
I'll
we're
tell you
going to
that
draft
my daughter will not go to war.
I was going to say the next thing is,
Will not.
why are we only drafting boys? Really. And now I don't agree with it, but
Yep.
that's the way it is.
That's what the left will bring to the table when
Yeah, they're all for equality until they start drafting.
Man.
yeah.
That's what
And
Elise
then
said.
they're like,
My girls will
whoa.
not be drafted.
Change her
I
mind
agree
real
with you.
What is
Elise.
that?
And I have mostly
Elise said her girls will not be drafted. I
Nope.
agree.
I'm with you, Lisa.
they shouldn't be. I have mostly girls in my house. They should not be
Yeah,
drafted.
you have a
Now my son,
military age daughter, and if they volunteer and join the army,
that's completely different. If that's what they want, that's what they want.
Yeah.
I can't stop that. I prefer them not to.
Yeah, I've heard your daughter said a lot of stuff you can't stop.
There's a lot of things. There's things that my daughters have done that I have not been able to stop. But
mine will not get drafted. We will be Canada bound. I'll be in America's terrible top hat.
I don't know. That's not a place to go though. Canada.
If your daughter's getting drafted,
I go to Mexico.
Now, I will tell you a story my grandfather told me after he'd been drafted in World War II. So they're in Europe, they're in England training for Normandy, and they had a brick wall where they're practicing throwing grenades. And he said people would take grenades and set their arm over the edge of the wall and let it blow their hand off so they'd have to go.
Wow.
Look, that was our last trench warfare, right?
Man.
No, not World War II.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay.
got to be.
Yep.
That's rough,
Blitzkrieg.
man.
I mean, and this is that was those guys were way tougher than Vietnam.
Yeah.
I mean, but to get drafted, like I said, to get drafted is a totally different animal.
It is. You're being forced to do something that you didn't
So
really
a
sign
good
up
friend
for.
of mine was drafted into Normandy, into Vietnam, and the way it went is they did a lottery, and your birthday was called.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And your dad would he get drafted or
He signed up to the Navy before,
Did he?
and his number got called like 2 months later or something.
So, but yeah, my buddy said he remember sitting there in high school watching. And that was must see TV.
Oh yeah, that's people's lives.
And
Yeah.
people came back, they were not the
His
same.
father also, this is a cool story. His father also served in World War II. He was in the Navy, and his ship was destroyed 3 times.
Isn't that crazy?
He was found floating in the Pacific 3 separate occasions.
This was Doug?
No. This is my buddy's dad.
Oh.
Now, Doug was a forward observer. He was calling in strikes. He said he spent 24 hours behind the enemy lines in Korea.
Wow.
Now I watched a video the other day on Facebook. It was another story, but the guy was telling people that was watching the video that people who came back, veterans who came back from Vietnam, weren't welcomed back.
No.
And I don't understand that. I mean, and that
America changed from the time they left. I mean, it was worse than it is now. But I mean, there's a lot of people now that don't respect what soldiers have done.
And there were a lot of conflict about why we were in Vietnam.
But a lot of people that were
Yeah.
drafted as part of your
They had no choice.
They had no choice. They went. You should welcome them
So,
back.
And I don't do it all the time, but if I'm out eating and I see a couple soldiers coming, I try to buy their meal without them knowing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's nothing, but
They're serving you for the freedoms that you have. People don't understand.
hell, they
that.
might be there for the free education. I don't know, but
They may be.
But they're doing something I'm not.
Well, look, for any veterans or current enlisted listening, thank you for your service. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have a lot more battles, a lot more boots on the ground. At some point, we will have boots on the ground somewhere around this country fighting a war that probably none of us really want to be in over oil that we have plenty of.
Well, if it comes to the
let's just
States,
talk
it'll
and
be
think
hey
about
dudes
it.
on the ground. But
Yeah, that's true. Look, be looking over your shoulder. There's no telling what's lurking out in the shadows there with these folks. But with that said, I think we'll transition over to the live on TikTok. But we're going to end the show right now. How about a little, well, I think we are. There we go. How about a little parting words? Gary.
Crockett and Lockett.
Save me,
That's some fake hey dude you're looking at.
own
Marty Marr.
Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.
Change me
Jamie.
for my final
look, guys,
ride.
be aware of what's going on. Put your hands in
Oh, walk me,
Yeah. Hey
walk
guys,
me
look out.
to
We're
the
expanding the
riverside
channels a little bit with a few shows here and there.
and
We will
leave
be at Esperanza Bonanza here in
while
Clinton
my
County,
mother cried.
November the 2nd, 3rd, and
'Cause somebody
4th,
done
primarily
took
the 3rd and
from
4th.
an
Come on out and
outlaw.
holler at us. We'll be
Take
set
my
up, probably
picture
going
down
live,
from the
doing a lot of
courthouse
recording.
wall.
Marty and I
living
may
in the
actually be
clouds
at a
and I ain't
bourbon
gonna
deal this
fall.
weekend. I'll give you a
Somebody
little more
done
heads up on that
saved
later.
this
Thanks for listening.
outlaw.
They always do.